moving in a lot of rain. There was a lot of rain over the night. Did most of the packing, so I was only trying to get Cora into the van, so I got a bit wet during that. Anyway, said goodbye to Madame and thanked her for a very nice stay, and now off on a tour around to heading north and then south towards Camping la Riviere, which is near Londra, sort of below halfway, so it's going to be a long old journey today. The countryside has changed a bit now, so just round by the northern section, so going across the north part of the island, and as you can see it looks like quite different scenery here. The road is also much wider, it makes travelling a lot easier than it has been over the last 45-50 minutes or so. The valley I had to obviously climb out the end of the valley, and then it came over the top, and we've got another valley in front of us now, and as you can see, very different scenery and in which definitely crops will be able to be grown. There's even a view of the sea over there in the distance. And surprisingly, this piece of the D81, the longest piece of straight road I've seen in a very long time. So I'm going to enjoy a little bit of straight road driving for a change. At Calvi we joined the T30, travelling past Aéroport de Calvi-Saint-Catherine, which has flights to French cities as well as some in Germany and Belgium, as well as to London Gatwick. Soon after that I passed Camp Rafale, which is home for the 2nd REP, an airborne parachute regiment of the French Foreign Legion. Anyway, we continued on the T30 after going through quite a few big towns along the way, and now we just look like we're running along the north coast of Corsica before I then turn right to head inland again past Corte. But it's, as you can see, it's a lot easier drive, and the scenery is not so bad, and the rain is easy, which is quite pleasant, as it's been raining quite heavily for most of the journey so far. So this is Pontelecchia, and just travelling through that, and interestingly or not, this is now the T20, so I've gone from the T30 to the T20. So, yeah, now we've turned off that T20 and we're on it's D81, which is a road through the mountains now for probably about 51 kilometres. So it's going to be I think a twisty, windy route with many switchbacks along the way. It looks now that we've got a section of switchbacks coming up that will take us through the pine forest in must be a pretty big climb, because there seems to be a lot of these switchbacks. So here we go, see if we can negotiate this successfully and climb up into the mountains. Normally they're not too tricky. I mean, it's not too tricky because the road it's got 2 lanes of traffic, so it's easy to see around the corners, although the turn that's coming up is a turn to the right, and because I'm on the other side of the car to the road, it means I can't really see round the corner until I've actually gone round the corner, so it makes it quite tricky to do those sort of turns. Nearly there. I think I've got a couple more switchbacks to go, so here comes one of the easier ones to see around, but still climbing down. So this is again going to be a bit of a tricky one, because I've got to now go down against what I can actually see in the road. So it's a wee bit tricky, but nicely negotiated. And again, sadly, as we come down the other side, there's obviously some great views over there, but the low cloud base is making it difficult to see very far at all. Anyway, it's still good scenery, and still good fun to drive through. Not too bad traffic, nothing really following me. There's just been a few cars coming up the other way. So I noticed when I started off on the road, they said that this particular road was ouvert, which means that it's open. So probably at certain times of the year, maybe in the winter time, you could probably get snow up here, and then this road would be actually closed. And here is a cow in the road again. The last place where I turned off, there were just dogs were roaming. I don't know if they were wild, but they were just roaming around the streets of the little village, blocking the traffic coming through because they decided to walk in the middle of the road. So continuing down through this dense pine forest, and as you can see, there's moss on the side of the tree. I think there's an old saying that moss grows on the north side of the tree, which is helpful if you're in doing navigation at this time. And just seem to be approaching, I think it's the village of Gisoni in the mountains. Probably a tiny sort of village that's hanging on the side of the mountainside. Yeah, it looks like it. But it looks like a fairly large village. And yeah, I think we go straight on here. Yeah, we go straight on here. Straight on here through the village. Yeah. Down the other side, past this van. Oh, bit of a squeeze. Through we go. Yes, so it must get bad weather in the winter and lots of snow, because I've just passed an entrance to a ski station. Obviously up to the top there, probably with the pistes then carved down through the mountain. So that was the reason why it was saying whether this route was open, because obviously in the winter time there will be lots of snow, but when they get the route cleared and open, then it's ski season in Corsica. Well, I've been up, had another climb to do, and we're now well on the way down, and as you might be able to see through the cloud, the pine forest has given way more to deciduous trees, some of which are changing colour for autumn, but a lot of them are, all the branches are drooping heavily with all the wet rain that's sitting on the leaves and everything, and that's certainly reduces the height that you can get the van through, but nothing to concern ourselves about too much. Just watching out for any more occasional high mountain cattle, or now mountain pigs. So maybe got goats. Maybe got goats to come. We'll see. Now we've got a herd of cattle in front of us. So let's see where they go, and hopefully nothing is coming the other way. The question is, are you going to move over? Which side of the road do you want? I'll go this. I tell you what, I'll go this side. You stay that side. Yeah, that'll do nicely. And I'll just potter on through. No need to run. No need to run. I'm just pottering through. There you go. That was nice and easy, wasn't it? When I saw this out of the corner of my eye, so I've been able to stop. But a very impressive waterfall. A lot of the water that must have fallen over the last overnight and today surging down the mountainside. I just probably I'm on the last climb of the day, but sadly with the low cloud, obviously there would have been terrific mountain views, but instead it's lots of cloud and mist. But still, it's been an enthralling drive, and this the last little bit is before I then drop down into the valley and down to the campsite. So it's back into the cloud, not the cloud that you use on your computer, but the cloud that's the sort of wet stuff most of the journey. And plenty more. There was plenty of other cattle and pigs in the road over the last 20 or so kilometres. So the clouds have cleared a little bit, so we can actually see what was on the other side of the road as we came up. So really, it's just cracking scenery of forested mountainside and valley floor. Where we are now, I think we're just above the tree line, but we'll shortly be going back down. Yeah, there come the trees, so trees are coming back in again. So at least we've got underneath the cloud for at least a bit of a view of the mountainside in central Corsica. Not far to go now to the campsite, just going through this lovely little, I suppose, village or mini town. They had a post office and some restaurants in there as well. It's probably still 15 minutes or so to go, but it's just nice to see a little town in the mountains, hence that's why it's in clouds, with the houses again just clinging to the sides of the cliffs. Then after Olen, I took a left onto the D420 through Quenza and then onto the campsite, arriving at 3:10. However, reception wasn't open until 5, so chose pitch 15, which was vacant. When reception opened, I went to pay. It was only €12 per night, but they only accepted cash. However, they would accept a bank transfer, so I used my TransferWise app to complete. Then it was time for a shower, dinner and bed. Relevant links and supporting information can be found in the description. Please click the subscribe button to receive notifications when the next upload takes place.